Hey crafty friends, it's Sarah here. Today I am back to share my daily journal with you. This is something that I haven't shared on my channel before, mainly because it's still a new project to me and still a new process, and I just wanted to kind of familiarize myself, make sure it was something that I was planning to stick with before really kind of diving into it and talking about it here on my channel. And I'll talk a little bit more about kind of my journey with this in a few minutes. As you can see, it's a little bit of a longer video, so if you want to grab some coffee or tea and join me, I hope that you enjoy what's to come in this video. We have some process and some really fun stuff. So first, I'm going to start with a little bit of a flip through, and I wanted to share with you where I started with this journal. So this is an Archer and Olive A6 journal. I bought it back in late 2019, early 2020 with the intention of making it a bullet journal. So I have kept all of my original stuff in here. You can see I had my key for my bullet journal. I had my monthly overviews. I started using it as a regular kind of planner, bullet journal planner, and I quickly realized that it was just not a format that was going to work for me. I was spending a lot of time kind of putting together pages, and I think it would be fun to look back on this, but I think I just prefer memory keeping projects for myself, even though this is kind of a form of memory keeping. But I just love photos, photo albums. I think you guys can understand if you watch the videos on my channel. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that, but I really felt like I was kind of taking time away from that to spend time in my bullet journal, and it wasn't giving me the enjoyment that I was kind of wanting. So this evolved then into a book tracker and all kinds of different things until I discovered daily journaling. And I have my friend Heba of My Little Journal to thank for this. If you're not following Heba, she has an amazing YouTube channel here. I will link her down below. She has a few videos with her daily journal, and she's shared her process with it. But it was actually through one of her lives that she was sharing her daily journal, and I was super inspired, and I grabbed for my journal and just started creating a weekly spread, and I was hooked from then on. So that was kind of how I started, and I just created these from week to week and really enjoyed the process. I found that it was different from the other memory keeping projects that I was doing. So different from traveler's notebooks, different from pocket pages. It was just something that was completely for me and something that I feel like a little bit more freedom with. I could just mess up, and of course with all the other projects, I mean, I'm making mistakes all the time. It's not a big deal, but I don't know, it just was a little bit more of like a free form type of art in a way. So kind of creating my own format from week to week and just playing around with different layout options. So here I have a book page. So I did a book review for 1 month, and then kind of the start of the new month, and playing around a little bit with page variations and different washi tapes. I find that I use my washi tapes more in this journal than any other project. So it's just been a really fun creative outlet. So I found that I was kind of cutting myself off from writing on a daily basis. So I didn't have enough space. So I decided to upgrade into a larger journal. So I moved into a B5 journal from the same company, Archer and Olive, and that's what I've been using since the summer. So I'm going to share with you kind of the size difference here and then show you what I've been doing in this journal. So at first glance, when you compare the two sizes, they don't look all that different. It's a little bit bigger, but when you start working in it, it really does feel quite a bit bigger. I was a little bit overwhelmed when I started working in this larger size, but once I started breaking it down in kind of the format that I was used to, I realized how quickly this comes together. So that's kind of why I want to share my process with you and share with you how I break down these pages, because it can look like a large blank canvas to begin with. This is definitely larger than a traveler's notebook size, but once you start filling it in, and setting it up, it really comes together quickly. So this was one of my completed pages. I'm just going to share this one because I had a lot of personal journaling before this in the journal. And so I'm going to go ahead and start kind of creating for the upcoming week. So I'm going to share with you how I set up my monthly overview page, or just kind of my monthly introduction, insert, and then we will set up for the week, and then I'm going to kind of take you through the week. So we will finish off the page at the end of the week, and I'll even set up for the future week. So that's a lot of saying week, but hopefully that makes sense as we kind of get into the process here. So I have some stickers here. These were designed by Jordan Clark. She has a shop called Shop Stellaire, I believe. Again, I will link everything I'm talking about down below. But these stickers are actually from her Patreon, so they were free for her patrons. And then I'm also going to be pulling in some washi tape that she's had in her shop. Her items in her shop sell out really quick after she releases them, so you kind of have to be on it. But I'm pretty sure, well, I shouldn't say I'm pretty sure because I don't know if she's planning to restock them, but the pattern that I've seen is that she restocks the really popular things like washi tape. So I'm hoping that very soon she will have a shop update, and maybe she will bring back these washis because they are 3 of my favorite that I have. And of course they work very well with the stickers that I have here. But I found that they work really well in my daily journal. I love the clouds, I love the stars, and I love the grid, and the colors on them are fantastic. And then I also have a Studio Calico washi tape there, and I love the mustard yellow for the fall, even though I don't think I end up using that one, but I've been trying to use it. I think I grab for it every time I'm putting together a project because I do really want to use that color. And then I have my Everyday Explorers basket here. I have one Carrie Bradford stamp set in there because I knew I wanted to use that to spell out October, but everything else in there is from Everyday Explorers. I tend to grab for Everyday Explorer stamps like 90% of the time that I'm working on my journals. There's something for every occasion. There's always a stamp for whatever I'm planning to write about and what I'm adding in. And the sizing tends to be perfect because the stamps are on the smaller side typically, so they just fit into all those little tiny areas between writing and all of that. So that's what I tend to use mostly. But I am going in with this Carrie Bradford stamp set. I think this is the Juniper Large Alpha. I will find out and link it down below. But Carrie Bradford alphas are amazing. They are always so spot on. Her alphas are just sleek and classic and just look great anywhere. I've used these a couple of times in my daily journal, and I just always love how they look on the page. They are always my favorite fonts. And this one in particular, because it's kind of a tall and skinny alpha, looks really good if you kind of break it down with the stamp that intersects it. So that's what I'm going to do here. I have an October script stamp from Everyday Explorers, and I'm going to stamp that on a label and then just add that on and kind of break down the E and the R there. And then I'm going to grab for a stamp that Felicitas Meyer recently designed for Everyday Explorers. I love these buildable leaves. They're so pretty. She also has a YouTube channel here, so I will link her down below. She always has the most amazing mixed media techniques. She also does traveler's notebooks and all different kinds of memory keeping projects, so definitely worth watching her. But I'm just going in with some different colors here and just kind of building these out. I think the smaller leaves are kind of specific for the larger leaves, and there are kind of differences between the leaves, and if I were paying attention a little bit more, I probably would have added them to the right place, but I am just kind of going for it, and I don't know, I'm not matching them up correctly, but that's okay. And so I'm gonna pull out some of the smaller ones and just kind of piecing it together here. I love that these splatter marks were included in the stamp set as well. Those are just kind of the perfect addition. I always love those kind of mixed media things. So I don't have to get messy with my paint and I can just easily stamp it on the page. And then again, this is part of the same stamp set, this little label. So I'm stamping that. And I'm gonna try to figure out if I wanna add some washi tape or stickers. I really wanted to add some color, but I couldn't find anything that I really liked. So I'm not gonna commit to that washi. I'm actually gonna leave this page as it is, and then I will come back at the end of the week, or you'll see it later on in this video, and I will finish off this page with some different stickers. So I'm really happy that I just kind of left it. That's one great thing about this project is it's just kind of a continuous project. So if I don't, if I'm kind of struggling with the page, I can just always come back to it and fill it in later. As long as I'm kind of keeping up with my writing, then I'm good, I'm fine. So here I am breaking down my week or my weekly page. I added washi tape to the top and the bottom. That just brings a little bit of color in from the start. It takes away a little bit of the space that I have, and it's already making it feel a little bit less overwhelming. And then I'm just figuring out my spacing here. So I want to draw in some lines so I know where I can write throughout the week. I know where my kind of currently section is going to go. And since I know that my format is going to look really similar to previous weeks, I'm just following the same kind of spacing with all of these. And then I'm going to go in with this stamp set that has the days of the week. And I love the really bold Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I've used the smaller script ones as well, and I do really enjoy using those ones, but I think the largest ones are my favorite because they really kind of create that impact on the page. I do kind of wish that I would have gone in with a brown ink to stamp these out. I'm not sure why I chose black, but it's okay. I end up tying in some black in some other areas later on in the week, so it ends up working out, but I tend to gravitate towards brown, I think. Probably because of the washi tape that I'm adding in, but anyways, creative choices, right? And so lastly here, I'm just going to grab for those stickers and break this space down even more. I don't like to add in too much because I want to make sure I have enough room for my journaling. But what's nice about adding in a few stickers beforehand is that you can journal around these so that they look really well incorporated. They don't look like kind of an afterthought after you've added in all of your journaling and you realize you don't have any space for them. So I do like to add in at least a few stickers here and there. It also just puts something pretty on the page for me to look at when I'm journaling throughout the week. And these are basic enough that, plants, flowers, things like that, you don't have to worry about it, being super specific for whatever you're journaling about. And so with some movie magic, we are skipping to the end of the week and I am printing out some new stickers. I'm using my favorite label paper here, this Avery one. I've had a lot of success using this sticker paper in my journal and being able to reposition stickers. I know if I was to place it on a photo or something, it wouldn't budge, but with the high quality paper that's inside the Archer and Olive notebooks, I'm able to actually kind of move things around once I've stuck them down, which is awesome because I'm always changing my mind. But this is the sticker set that I am printing out. This is from Quinn of Mindful Hookup. I bought her most recent digital set. It's 4 sticker papers or pages, and I think it's only $5, which is just crazy, the amount of stickers that you get for only $5. And then you just have to print it out yourself and fussy cut some of the smaller pieces. But what's great about a digital set is that you can just kind of cut out what you want or what you need and then not worry about the rest. Or if you're like me, I'm always giving stickers to my daughter as I'm cutting them out. She's always like picking out the ones that she wants. So it can be a fun activity that way too. But there are some larger pieces, some stock photos, and some illustrations, and I love all of the illustrated embellishments. So I'm going to be using those on my monthly page, which I'm going to be finishing off in just a second, and also to prep the next week. But first, we're going to go ahead and finish off this week. So here is my page with all of the journaling. That's all that I've done. I've just added in my journaling throughout the week. I also added in the dates once I had a chance to actually look at what they were, because let me tell you, losing track of what day it is a real thing. So I had some space next to all of the days. So I went in with this star washi tape and I'm just adding that. I really love how that looks. I think this was my first time doing that, but you will probably see that again in the future because I really like how that kind of breaks down the days. And then I'm going to erase all of my guidelines that I had in there from before I start doing anything else. So I have my photo strip that I want to include, and then I just need to add in my currently section, which I enjoy doing every week. I love kind of writing down what I was reading, what I was listening to, anything that kind of stands out. And that I want to kind of see at a glance. I love also the gratitude list. And for this week, I actually had that sticker from the sticker set that had a gratitude list. So I love how that's kind of placed in the middle there. It just helps to kind of break down the section. So I'm going to use these journal prompt stamp sets. These are from Everyday Explorers. I love these for this section. It's perfect because you have every kind of prompt you could ever want. And I kind of switch it up from week to week, but there's one that says weekly report. So I went ahead and I just stamped that on a label and placed that at the top. And then I'm just going to highlight a few of the things I want to remember for this week. So now that I'm done with my journaling, I'm going to adhere my photo strip. I usually end up using a photo strip with selfies of me and my daughter for most weeks. I just love taking photos with her. She loves it as well. She loves looking at herself in the camera and making funny faces, and I am just snapping a million photos of her while she's letting me. And this is a really great place to kind of house those photos so I get them off my phone. I think it'll be really fun to kind of look back in the future at these and see how she's changed especially, but how we've both kind of changed. And so I had a little bit of negative space to the left of that photo strip, so I'm going in with this stamp set that Carrie Stiles designed for Everyday Explorers. It's so perfect for anyone that loves to take photos, which I'm assuming is the majority of the people watching this video. And so I just stamped down a few of those exposure icons, a couple of other small pieces, and then I'm going to pull out a larger sentiment just to kind of finish off that area. And then I'm just going to draw in a few more details here. I always add these little stars when I feel like I need a little more black on the page, and I feel like that just kind of ties in the black from the days of the week. And that is going to finish off that week. I am going back to my monthly page because I wanted to add in some of these stickers from Mindful Hookup. So I love the pumpkins in the set and the butterflies. Just everything about this is screaming fall and Halloween, and is just perfect for October, even November. I am looking forward to using these for the entire month on my spread. So you will see these a lot. And so I'm just going to go ahead and peel off the backing, put those down, and call that page done. And then I could have stopped rolling, but I decided I would go ahead and prep one more page and include it in this video today. And then hopefully in a couple of weeks, I will be coming back to share how I finish off this page, and it'll be kind of a two-part video. So I don't know, I haven't fully kind of fleshed this out and thought about how I want to put these videos together, but I thought it would be kind of fun to have like a two-part video every month so you can see how I start a page and then how I finish it and move on. But I don't know, let me know if you guys like that idea and if you like seeing how these daily journal pages come together. This page is going to be relatively similar to the other one, but I decided to go ahead and include this grid at the top. I remembered that I had this stamp from an old Studio Calico kit. It's one of the 3x4 stamp sets. I think it came in a documenter kit. And I'm just going to use the right-hand side of this stamp. So there were some lines to the left, which were for kind of list making. And so I don't want to stamp those. So I'm just going in with my stamp chamois and cleaning that section off. And I'm just going to have it be the calendar portion. And then I want to highlight the week that it is by stamping the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for that particular week. And then I'm going to go ahead and add October to the top. And I'm not sure if I'm going to add anything else to this. I will add a sticker, which helps to kind of break down those lines that just kind of end abruptly there. But I don't know if I'm going to be adding anything else. It's really small, so it was more of just an embellishment than, you know, something practical. But I don't know. I think I might just keep it. We'll see what happens at the end of the week. And then I'm going with the same exact font and font size for my days of the week. I'm just kind of comparing it to the previous week for my spacing. Nothing is exact here. I do try to count out how wide my columns are, just so I get that somewhat accurate, but if I'm off by one or two, it's no big deal. I just kind of fix it as I'm working on it throughout the week, and I'm good to go. I am going to switch up my photo placement a little bit. Instead of having one of those long photo strips, I obviously can't do that because I have the calendar there. So I'm going to measure out this illustration from Mindful Hookup, and then I can use one of those illustrated pieces if I want, or I can bring in photos that are of the same size. And so I'm going to go in now with just some of the stickers, again, to break down the page before I start journaling for the week. And that is pretty much going to do it for this layout as well. I really like how this color palette came together with all of the stickers from this set and that washi tape. It's just kind of a really soft color palette, so it's going to be fun to finish off this week when I get to that point. But that is going to do it for today. I really hope you enjoyed seeing how these few pages came together and seeing that flip through of my journals and to see kind of how things have progressed. And I will see you in my next video. If you're new here, please consider subscribing before you go so you can be notified of future videos. But otherwise, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.